All right, so my last video, a guy posted a comment that covered call ETFs were doing quite well in this bear market, and so it made me scratch my chin and say, really? Let's take a look. So I want to dive into QYLD, which I've had 1,000 emails on, which is a Nasdaq 100 covered call. And the first thing I want to share with you, if you go to Schwab, all right, you're going to see over, let's just go to 3 years for simplicity. Over 3 years, the QYLD is down 25%, but there's a huge caveat you got to understand. So we're like, wait a second, that's not doing good. And then if you just go to year to date, it's down 21%. All right, and then we're going to say VTV, and if you just look at the Schwab, you're going to be like, well, this is QYLD is getting smoked. Look, VTV is only down 11% year to date, and over 3 years, it's actually up 16%. So there's a significant difference in these two accounts. But then if we go to Portfolio Visualizer, we just go down to, we'll go to 2020 just for 2021, we'll go to 2019. There you go, 2019 just for simplicity. We're going to go down here and we'll say, what is them doing? What are the two funds doing relative to each other? And whoa, my goodness, $10,000 invested in VTV is now worth 13,400. $10,000 invested in QYLD is only worth 8,100, 8,200. Well, that's because no dividends are being reinvested. We're just taking the cash. All right, so dividends reinvested, no. So we're going to go to dividends reinvest. So there's a method to my madness here. Stick it out because this is good. It'll be good for you. If we get dividends reinvested, we'll see it's not quite as bad. The Schwab doesn't show you dividends reinvested. It just shows you taking the cash. Now, VTV is still doing better, significantly better after 3 years. It's up to $15,000, where the covered call is down to 12,000, is up to 12,200. But they both made money in the last 3 years, and that's at the end of May. I mean, you can't argue that because they're reinvesting the dividends. So a lot of people, unfortunately, though, they'll buy the QYLD because I don't want a 2.25% dividend yield. I want that's a trailing 12 months. I want a higher dividend yield. And they'll say, look, I'm getting 11.96. If you were to invest in this fund today, that is correct. But what we're going to show you now is we're going to go to Yahoo and we're going to show you what you would have bought for this fund if you would have bought it at the beginning of January of 2019. All right, so basically we're going to go to price. Let me just go to dividends. I want to go to historical prices. I want to go to January 2019 because that will show us the, just keep going back, keep going back. We gotta keep going back, gotta keep going back, you know it's true. I know you like to hear my singing because it's a beautiful voice and you know it's gonna make you turn blue. All right, so here we are, January 2nd, 2019 is at 2094. All right, we're gonna say 2094 is what you would have paid at that day. All right, so 2094, we're going to put, we're going to go here, right here. 2094, we're putting $10,000 in. All right, so basically what's going to happen here is we're going to say 2094, or $10,000 we have, minus 1, divided by 2094 is the share price. We're going to get 477 shares of QYLD, 477 shares. All right, now over the course of the next year, in 2019, we're going to get, where's my spreadsheet here? Hold on a second, let me pause it. Over the course of the next 12 months, we're going to get $2 and, am I recording? Yeah, we're going to get $2.32 a share. So 3, 2, 1 a share. All right. So we know we got 477 shares that we bought at the beginning of 2019. We're going to get $2.32 a share. So we times those two numbers together, times 2.32, and we made $1,100 of income. All right, 1107. We'll just say we'll round up 1108. All right, so we made $1,100 of income over that time. Now, how much do we put into the fund? We put in $10,000. All right, so we put in, let me just do it like this, I'll show you. So if we had $10,000, so let me just draw the whole thing out. We had 442 shares because it 477 shares. We made $2.32 per share per. We times those together, it gives us 1107 of income. I hope my numbers are right. 1107 of income. That's how much we made. All right, so now we take that 1107 of income and we divide into our initial amount we invested. 1107 divided by 10,000 bucks gives us 11.07% dividend yield. So we got 11.07% dividend yield on this money. All right, nothing wrong with that. We still, and if we're not reinvesting, we still have 477 shares. I hope that makes sense. All right. So that's all that matters. We're taking the cash out. So we still got 477 shares. Now the price is way down, as I showed you, on the Schwab thing. So we go back to QYLD. The price is down to 1701, the worst it's ever been. Who gives a rat's behind? Because what we're going to do next is we're going to say, and look, VTV has done better. It's not debatable. But when you look at these kind of charts where you're saying, oh my goodness, we're down 20, and I'm not here to invite you to buy this fund. I don't own it. I don't think you should. But whatever, man, I don't care. You're not down 25%. You're just not. All right. You're actually up if you reinvest the dividends. It's just if you don't reinvest the dividends, you are down from a price perspective, but you still held that cash. You still had all that cash that you're doing something with. Anyway, so let's go back to I forgot what I was thinking about. All right, so let's go back and see what's paid over the last 12 months. So we're going to go back to June of 2021, and it's paid right there. All right, all that right there. All right, so we're going to hit that guy. We're going to put these here. All right, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to hit this guy, and we're going to put them here. Boink. And all right, so it's paid $2.70. Just make sure we got to come and add one more. I'm in town on 40 westbound. My heart, it breaks for no one. It's paid $2.889 a share. $2.889. 2.889. How many shares do we have in this thing? 477 shares. So we times those together, 477 times 2.889. We're making $1,300. That's what we're making right there. $1,378 on this fund. That's the income we made because we purchased it way back then. So the price is way down. That is true. So if you need to sell this thing, well, you are going to take a beating in price because you're only going to get 17 bucks. But if you just ride this puppy out, your dividend yield, because remember, we're making we made $1,378 divided by 10,000 as our initial cost, a 13.78% dividend yield right now. For us, 13.78. Not too shabby. That's a trailing 12 months. Now, I forgot what we said. What was the, hold on a second. Let me go back here. Let me pause it. All right, so let's just say you're going to buy this now. You're still, your last 12 months, you made 12.889 cents a share. Your last 12 months. I hope that makes sense. Now, there's no guarantee you're going to make that kind of money again. I don't know. But if we're looking at a current yield and the price, so 2.889, we just write that. Oh, I got that right there. And the price right now is 889. What did it say? 17 something? What was it? I'm leaving town. I'm 40 westbound. My heart is 1750. All right. So now let's say we're going to drop 10,000 bucks in this guy at 1750. Divide by 1750. We'll have how many shares? $10,000 divided by 17.5. We'll have 571 shares. 571 shares. All right. So we take 571 times by the current dividend that's paid the last 12 months, 2.889. We're going to make $16.50. $16.50. If we made that kind of dividend, that's a 16.5% yield. That ain't bad, man. That ain't bad. Now, but the problem is, I want you to hold on a second. So if you put, I can't remember where I left off, so I'm just going to start here. If you put $10,000 in there and you got those 500 and, what did we say, 70 something shares, I can't remember, and it paid the same dividends it paid the last 12 months, that's why it's called TTM, trailing 12 months, your yield would be 16.5%. But here is the problem, I think. Let's take a look. So we got, wait, is that 12 or is that, that's 13 in it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 13, so I'm wrong. You got to get rid of this guy right here. So what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to sum equals sum and these guys right here. So there we go. So it'd be 2, 6. Oh, it's still pretty close, man. All right, but it's still going to be over 14%. But I want to show you something. 17, 18, 20, 21, 20, 20. They had a special dividend there of 50 cents a share. That's kind of, you see a lot. I don't see much in terms of 25. So now let's go back. Notice 25. Now these weren't quite 25s. They're actually, I don't know why the spreadsheet rounded up is weird. But anyway, we got 21, 19, 20, 18, 21, 21, 18, 22, 18, 18, 19, 17, 20. That's in 20. Yeah, see, and here's 2020. 20, 20, 21, 22, 21, 21, 22, 23, 23, 23, 22, 28. That's in 2021. Then they got a special dividend there in 20. We already talked about that. 2021 December. So let's see what they had in 2021, 2020 December. Not much of a special dividend. Isn't that interesting? How would 19? Not much of a special dividend. How would 18? Do I have it? Not much of a special dividend there either. So what happened in right there? That's kind of concerning. I'm not sure what that's about. You take that 50-cent dividend out. Point being is to see the steady. I wonder if I can graph this. Let's see if we can graph this. I've never used Google Sheets to graph. Let's see if we can chart. I just wonder if I can chart it. And we're just going to do like that. See what it does. I don't know. Oh yeah, look at that. Huh. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that doesn't look that bad to me. Initially, I was thinking there might be a steady decline in the dividend payout. I mean, you can see a steady upkick, steady decline, big upkick, and then a steady decline. But it's not, it's definitely below. The last 12 months are definitely below historic, but not much more below. I mean, like you up, 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 down, 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 and then huge up and then down. So anyway, that's interesting. I don't know what to make of that. I'm not sure. But anyway, long story short, it doesn't matter. You're going to get $10,000. It can, you're paying into a certain amount of this fund. It's going to give you, $10,000 to the fund at the price right now is going to pay you. Yeah, you're going to get a number of shares because the price is so far down. And that's my thing about buying covered call ETFs is that you're not going to do better in the long run, most likely. I can't guarantee anything than just buying pure dividend stocks, funds, or stocks. You're just not. Because there's upside limits. That's the thing with covered calls. It's a sell right. You're selling an option against stocks that you bought, which means you're limiting your upside. There's no two ways around that, man. And the return of the limits of your upside, you're getting a premium for that limits. That's how it works. Anyway, the point being is that those things you're not going to do better most likely than VTV in the 3, 5, 10 years. But it's not as bad as what Schwab is showing if you take, because you still had that, even if you just look at price to price, you still had all that income you could do something with. So if you're piling up that income, you could use that money to now buy a whole lot more positions at a whole lot less price. And you're still getting roughly the same dividend income than you were getting before. I can't remember what we did before, but we were getting we're getting 2.7 now, and I think back then we were getting 2.8, 2.6, something like that. That's pretty solid, man. And the price is way down. Anyway, that's what I want to show you. They haven't done well relative to the market decline. Nothing has done well. But they're not as bad either as the covered call. If you just look at the price per share, they're just not. So is it a good option? Yeah, absolutely. Especially now that we're 25% off, because when I got killed on covered calls, I was riding it down. You see what I'm saying? And when you're riding it down on individual stocks, how many holdings does that have, actually? Let's take a look. There's a lot longer video than I anticipated, so I appreciate you hanging in there. It's easy to see you're a dangerous thing with those hips, those lips, those eyes. Something, 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 something. It doesn't say the holdings. All right. Top 10 holdings. Apple so none of these are going bankrupt. I don't think. But there you go. Google, PayPal, whatever, Nvidia, Tesla, more Google, Apple. Yeah, year-to-date total return 16%. That's not great, but everything's down. Anyway, there you go. That's fun. That's a fun video to do. I enjoyed that. I'm actually pleasantly surprised at how well the QYLD has held up. I would have thought it would have done worse. So, love to hear your thoughts. Put them in the show notes. Put them in the doobly-doo. We'll see you.